You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more. Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name's Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM and the host of Community Forum, as you all know. And with me today for the second time, kind of a recap of their big trip to the Big Apple, is three representatives and Director Irving from the Carlsbad High School Early College Choir. Good. Now, the first time we did the interview, that's such a mouthful of a title, I think I got it wrong like 3 times. But now I'm good to go, and I know it completely. So welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to start on my left to my right. We're going to introduce everybody. On my left, I have Angelique Mata. Angelique is a senior here at the Early High School College. Also, obviously, a very beautiful singer, or she wouldn't have gotten to go to New York. And so we're very glad that you're here. Angelique, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Thank you very much. Ethne Flores. Ethne Flores is the second individual. She's a junior. Angelique's a senior, right? She's a junior. She actually helped do the interview with Maria Quintana with the Southeast Mexico College Community Education. She's kind of a bit of an intern for us. You're going to hear more and more, and hopefully I can just sit back and not have to work at all, and Ethne will do all the work for me. So that's what we're working on here. That's the whole reason that I'm at the college, right? But Ethne, how are you? Say hi to everyone.
I'm doing good. Hello.
All right, cool. And then the third person is Director Robin Irving. He's doing an incredible job with all of these students. Very passionate. Is actually wearing a ring that is a piano. Right?
I am, yes.
Okay, all right. That tells you. And she plays the piano every day at the college, too, basically. It's kind of nice. My office is right next to where they practice, so I get a little bit of it every day. All right, Director Irving, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad to be here. Glad you guys are back on the heels of a big trip to New York City, so I can't wait to hear all about it. We have one more individual to introduce, Francisco Terrazas. He's a senior here at Southeast Mexico College, Early High School College, that type of thing. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How about you? Thank you for having us again.
Good. Now, so for those listeners that don't know, I started a job at the college as the broadcast media program manager, and we're bringing the radio station into the college, and we're making it a student resource so they can, enhance their free speech and their journalism abilities, which is of the utmost importance to our young people today. Francisco, I don't see you anywhere here, though, man. I got to tell you, I'm at this college every day, and I see Ethne, I see Angelique, I see the same characters every single day, man, but I haven't seen you once. Are you not even eating school lunch with everybody else, or what?
No, I usually hang out over here by the portable. That's where most of my high school classes are, and then I have all my college classes online.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're not really here all that much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had the high school lunch today. It was spaghetti, and it was very good. So I appreciate the fact that you guys provide lunch here, so I don't have to go anywhere to eat. So for my own personal reasons, I really like being here. It's an affordable lunch. But Francisco, I'm going to start with you then. Since I don't see you, you're a senior. How was your trip to New York? You are the only male up here, right? So I'm really interested in your perspective about New York, and what did you think about it?
Well, I went back in September, at the beginning of September, by myself. It was a cool experience because it was the first time I went. But I went again with the choir recently, and it was just a better experience, I guess, because we learned a lot more. I learned more about the city while we walked around.
So you traveled to New York City by yourself in September?
Yes, with
Solo?
my family.
Oh, with your family.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not by yourself. I was like, man, by yourself, that's incredible, because that's a very, very confident thing to do. Travel by yourself as a young man, but you with your family, so that's cool. So there's family structure.
Yeah.
Right. When I go vacation with my family, even today as an adult, it's follow the mom. Right. No matter what we do, wherever mom goes, we all just walk around and follow her. Director Irving, I can tell that she knows how that is, and we've all done that. We've all gone on vacation and just followed mom around. Right. You don't really get to do what you want to do. So what made it different were you visiting family in New York, or was it just a family trip?
Yeah. We were actually going to Paris and London, and so we just stopped in New York, and we have some family up there, and so then they showed us around while we were there.
Wow, all right, I'm quite jealous, man. You've traveled out of the country more than I have this year, which is great, so awesome for you. But I want to know about this NYC trip specifically, and what made you think it was better? I mean, was it better than Paris and London?
In some ways.
Well, there was like the 3 major cities of the world,
yeah.
of the globe, right? When you talk about the top 3 major cities, right, Angelique,
Yeah.
Ethne, right? I mean, you need to think of London, you think of Paris, you think of New York. There's more Michelin star restaurants in those 3 cities than there is anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So what was it that you liked most about the trip to New York City with the choir?
Definitely the singing, I would say. Carnegie was a real good experience. When we walked in there, it was just something that I didn't imagine it would be like that.
Right. Ethne, was the audience packed, or was there a lot of people there?
Yes, the audience was packed. How many people? I don't know either. I don't know how many people, but it was a lot of people.
People can Google Carnegie Hall in New York City and find out what the seating capacity is if they're really that interested. But we're going to call it probably hundreds, if not thousands, easy, right? I mean, it's a massive facility.
Yes. I remember they told us at the beginning, and I think it was at least maybe 1,000.
Okay. I've never been in it, so I don't know either, but I imagine it's a pretty big deal. Plus, it's the history related to the building and Carnegie and all that stuff within itself is pretty amazing. Did you guys get a chance, Angelique, at all to learn about the history of Carnegie and why it's named that way and all that good stuff?
Not really while we were there, but Miss Irving did show us a video like right before we left that showed us like the history. There was a little black cat like showing us all the history.
All right, that's cool. I was like, more entertaining than just some standard old guy, huh? Right? Does the cat meow every once in a while in between?
I think it was silent. It was like Pink Panther, like that animation style. So it's kind of just like a silent cat just going through.
All right. So the silent cat, Pink Panther cat, one of the highlights so far before our trip to Carnegie Hall. Ethne, tell me a little bit about the concert experience then. Let me know what, were you nervous?
I don't think I was very nervous just because I was in a bigger group. And I think for the rehearsal, that's whenever we first walked out into the Carnegie stage, there wasn't very many people there whenever we were rehearsing in the audience. But whenever we first walked out there, it was just like you look up and it's just this big stage and you're like, I can't believe I'm here, the very first song we did, I think I forgot my entrance note and everything just because of how kind of in awe I was.
Yeah. That have a tendency to happen. You ever watch a Broadway play and then you can tell when they forget the line, right? They try to play it off pretty smooth, but not always. Angelique, was it intimidating?
It kind of was. Like, even the risers that we stood on was bigger than any risers that we've ever stood on before.
Yeah,
it was
right.
like you're standing on stairs. Like, I don't know.
So, so you guys were one class of many classes around the country that got to perform with this composer, right? Who remembers his name? It's very Norwegian, so it's kind of hard for some of us. Who remembers his name?
The composer?
Yeah.
Ola Yalo.
Okay, Ola Yalo. So I didn't remember that at all. So was he an intimidating individual?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I wouldn't say so. He was very nice.
Francisco, did you feel that way too?
Yeah, I think he was more intimidated by us.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Right. Do you think he's done this before? Does he do this every year with students from all over the country?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you think? Do you think he does it globally too? I don't know if he does, but do you think this is something he does all over the world?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get Robin in here on this one for a second.
Irving saying yes, so I'm saying yes.
Yeah. No, yes is a good answer. It affirms everything I'm asking you. But I want to get Robin in here because Robin is a bit of an expert on this gentleman, I believe, and is obviously a choir expert. So is this just like a passion of his to help young people get involved in music? So why do you think that he really just takes the time to do this?
Well, as a composer, he's writing all the time. He's very prolific. And this was a really cool opportunity for us because it was the world premiere of one of his new pieces.
Yeah.
So even though he takes his music all over the globe and different ensembles perform it, he doesn't always do world premieres and have something that big and large scale to do it at Carnegie. So that was a big deal for him as well as for us. And But the group that we sang with, it was made up of 23 other ensembles from around the world.
Oh,
and so these
globally.
guys, these guys were some of the youngest ones there. There were some other high schools, but mostly it was collegiate groups and adult groups, like community choirs from around the world, or just things that people do recreationally and get into their
Look
local
at you
choir.
all playing in the big leagues.
They are, I know.
Right, wow,
Yeah.
Nice. Good work. And I guess that just goes to show, and it's a reward for all the hard work and dedication that you put in as a choir, right? Francisco, Bethany, Angelique, because now that I see it just about every day here at the college, I understand what you guys have get into and put into to make this work. And when it's fun, it makes it even better, right? So it's not really that work that much. Tell me again, so when we first had you on, it was before the summer, and we worked as a radio station as a group to try to raise a little bit of money. I'm proud to say we raised, I think, just under $2,000. So thank you to community very much for that. A very specific question for all of you. Have any of you started working on your thank you notes?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So there was a local VFW here that gave a $500 donation, which was by far the largest single donation that you guys did receive individually through the radio station. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were on your game on that. Angelique, you've been working on those?
I mean, we signed a lot in class, just like as a class.
Right. And so I know that, Francisco, the charge was to individually raise money as well as to hopefully raise money as a group, because I know not all the students were able to bring that money together, and so we wanted to try to compensate what we could. So I know that's what you guys ended up doing. So have you started working on thank you notes? I mean, it's not just obviously to the individuals that donated to the radio station website. It's right to anybody that gave it to you. So how are you doing on your thank you notes?
I mostly raised the money that I needed by myself, just working.
Oh, okay, great.
So I didn't really.
and I think now that you mentioned that, I think I remember when I asked you what your plan was to raise money, you just said I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now that's a really good reason to wake. It's the best way to raise money, actually. But free money's nice too, just so you know. Right? So there's nothing wrong with free money. All right. So when you go to New York City, you guys obviously perform with Ola Yelo, okay, and his world premiere. Pretty great. I haven't seen that. You guys have video of that anywhere floating around? Is it on the Facebook page or where is it?
So we had the opportunity to make one video because Carnegie has very strict rules about videoing.
Yeah, of course.
And so they have told us that they made a professional quality video, and when it's finished being edited, they're going to send it out. But at this point, we don't know in what facet we can share it.
Sure, right.
But we will get it, and we'll get to watch it. So far, though, we've gotten to see a slideshow professionally made of all of our photos.
Okay.
So these guys took a bunch of photos while we were there, and we submitted 400 of the best photos.
Wow.
And so they put together a really nice slideshow for us, and we were able to premiere that right before our Christmas concert the other night on Friday.
Okay, right, excellent. So when we talk about Carnegie Hall, you guys raised a bunch of money for this. Thank you notes are coming out. But when you go to New York City, you just don't go to perform to Carnegie Hall, which is to bring this thought full circle, right? So obviously you're going to go to New York City, Angelique, right? You guys are going to jam pack this schedule, right? I mean, so how many total days were you there?
I think we were only there for 4 days? 5 days?
5 days, 4 nights type situation, right?
A lot
Maybe.
of it was traveling too.
Well, yeah, sure. It
Yeah.
takes a whole day to get there and a whole day to get back. You know what I mean? And flying to the East Coast, flying back from the East Coast as opposed to the West Coast is not nearly as easy.
We had to leave the hotel at 3? Yes, coming back.
Did you have a hard time waking up for that?
I never fell asleep.
Oh, you just stayed up on... You too, Angelique?
I mean, I think I slept for maybe an hour. And Ethne was the only trooper in our hotel room that actually stayed up the whole time.
And you, Francisco?
Yeah, I think I slept for 2 hours.
2 hours. And did you sleep good on the plane instead?
Yes, I did. I remember the lady, we didn't even take off yet. The lady was telling us how to buckle our seatbelts, and I was out. And then I woke up when we landed.
See, now that's the benefit right there. That's the benefit to staying up all night. Even though I still think that's a horrible idea. But how could you go to sleep with the adrenaline of a great trip to New York City? You know what I mean? And then hanging out. So we get to New York City. We fly in. We've had a very long flight. We're ready to hit New York City. All of our energy's back up because we're in a brand new place. New York City itself is so energetic. It's impossible to not just feel the energy just walking on the streets of that place. It's unreal. So the idea is, what do? We get into town. What's the first thing we did? Any one of you, tell me what's the first thing we did. Besides check into the hotel, okay, and get comfortable. We understand that stuff.
Well, as soon as we got off the plane, we had to take a bus ride that was about an hour.
Sure, sounds about right.
It was about an hour. Then we got to the hotel, and then after we got all situated, we went in to, as our travel agent said, he said the best taco place in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the best taco place in town? I feel that's such a large place. That's a bold statement, but we trust him. We're not locals, right? He is. Do you remember the name of the taco place?
It was
It was Los Tacos 1.
Yeah.
Los Tacos 1?
Yeah.
I wonder how many Los Tacos do you think they have? Right? You know how they have restaurants that are this one and this 2 and this 3. I mean, they probably have 75. It's like a Subway, right? All these McDonald's, every one of those is labeled. Every one of them has a store number, even though they don't advertise the store number. So once you get to a certain size, you don't care about the store number anymore, do you think? Okay, I don't know. Sidetrack, of course. All right, so we go and eat the best taco place. Good tacos?
Yeah,
It was pretty good, yeah.
They were very home style.
Well,
Well,
I learned
Yeah.
food from here.
Okay, so it's felt like street tacos then or something. Because I was going to say the bar in New York City, New York City is so multicultural, you can get any type of food that you want that's probably really good, but you're going to beat Mexican food down here? That's a bold thing to do. You don't typically go to New York City to try food that you can have from here, but high school students are picky eaters, maybe?
I wanted to put the challenge
Bro, Robin wanted to put the challenge up. Okay, I see. Great. All right, so how late did we stay up that first night, knowing that we probably had a full day the next day?
I think I was up until about 12 or 1, but I did have homework to do. So
I was about 12 because I had homework too.
Who's doing homework on a trip like that? You did homework too, Francisco?
No, I got everything done.
Yeah, I was like, seriously?
I was gonna try to do it on the plane, but I fell asleep.
Both ways you fell asleep right away. Okay, so
I was very tired.
So Ethne's not allowed to sit in the emergency row when she gets older, right, for the record.
No.
She's going to fall asleep on us. All right, so man, the school district doesn't play. I think I mess around with that, giving homework on that trip. I just wouldn't have done it. It's like at all. That shows you what type of high school student I was. All right, cool. So our first full day in New York City. First full day, right? How do we get started?
I think we woke up.
Oh, yes,
and,
good job, Ethne. We woke up.
It was rough waking up, but then we went downstairs and he had some of the breakfast downstairs.
So where'd you guys stay? What was the name of the, like?
it was a Hilton, like a Hampton place, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a traditional Hampton that you see here in town, right? To where it's like all just one big building and nothing but desert around it, right? It's like a major metropolitan hotel. It's like, it's something, isn't it?
It was on like 8th Street, and I think it was just like a street of hotels.
Well, so being somebody that grew up in small towns my whole life, and we live in a small town now, obviously. I did live in Albuquerque. I visited a lot of bigger cities, but to me, I find it so fascinating that you get like a Walgreens, if you will, in a really old style building. You know what I mean? Here's a really historic building, and you've got this very corporate inside of it. You know what I mean? But for the West, what we're used to growing up, right, a Walgreens is a standalone building. It's got a very specific look. They don't try to incorporate corporate businesses into the natural buildings that were here before. But why do you guys think that is?
I don't know.
Francisco, you want to give that a guess?
Because there's no space in New York.
That's right. Those buildings were built long before somebody thought of a place called Walgreens.
Yeah.
You know, right? You know what I mean? It's hundreds of years old, right? So the idea is if you want to build a Walgreens, you got to put it in something like that because you can't tear down all those historic buildings and build some square block that just doesn't add character to the neighborhood, which is us, right? You know, that's how it works here. And I've also thought New York was fascinating. I totally expected to see a Walmart in Manhattan for some reason. You know, I mean, like seriously, they don't have Walmarts. You know that on the island of Manhattan. So how does people do their grocery shopping?
Target.
Yeah.
Oh, they had Target on there? Oh, I missed the Target. Was it a great Target or what? Did you go in it?
I didn't because before we went, I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think they have a Walmart. So I Googled it, and they had a Target, but no Walmart.
Oh, okay. And then the one time, I've only been in New York City one week, and obviously I'm like living through you guys again on my trip to New York, right? I went into like one of the Duane Reade like pharmacy and where you can just get like a soda or something, you know? And it's so crowded there. There's so many people there that they can never stop stocking the shelves, right? Like I walked in there and it looked like somebody looted the place. Like, why is there only one Mountain Dew turned on its side? That's all that's left. That makes no sense. I bought it. But my point being that, like, there's so many people, it's just impossible to keep up, you know? And it's just the nature of that and how abstract that is. And then the idea of an hour in traffic on a bus is probably, that's a regular day, Ethne, right? That's regular. Around here, if you drive for an hour, you're in Rossville. You know what I mean? So I find that very, very interesting. So, you guys talked about how the performance at Carnegie Hall was amazing. Did we get a standing ovation?
Yes. For like a couple of minutes.
Go ahead and sneeze, Ethne. You can sneeze it out. It's okay. No problem.
I'm okay.
Well, now you have to sneeze because I called you out. And nobody can see us. Nobody would even know that was going to happen if I didn't say something. All right. So a word on the street was you guys went and saw The Lion King on Broadway, right?
Yes.
How many Broadway plays have you all seen before?
0.
Well, you've seen one now.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Okay, and then Lion King's not off Broadway. That's on Broadway. I saw a play off Broadway, which was pretty good, but it wasn't as cool as what you guys were doing. Have you seen The Lion King before?
No. I've only seen like the Broadway one. Or
the animation.
Oh, like the movies, yeah.
Cartoon. Yeah, but the Broadway play, you saw that one. Ethne, is that your first one too?
I saw Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
But before that was it.
Where did you see Hamilton at?
I saw that in Albuquerque, Popejoy Hall.
That's right. Yeah. I saw the Book of Mormon at Popejoy Hall. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story. When I was really little, young, I was like 6 or 7 years old, and on TV, West Side Story came on, right? I did not know what it was. I did not know the musicals existed. My dad was like, "Oh, that's a good movie or play or whatever." He said, "That's about gangs, right?" And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna watch this thing, right?" So I don't know what musicals are, don't know what they are, and so I'm like, "All right, this is a movie about gangs, right?" And then they start singing and dancing and like snapping, and I was like, "This isn't gangs." I was like, "These guys are singing and dancing," and I really disliked it. And so now, as a result, I always fall asleep during musicals. To the point to where the Book of Mormon, which is an entertaining musical, the most I guess they're all supposed to be entertaining, but I'm just telling you from my perspective, right? I fell asleep during the Book of Mormon, which is like one of the most celebrated musicals ever, because that next song just puts me out. I can't help it, you know. And then it's actually embarrassing. My wife won't take me to musicals anymore because I will fall asleep. And so I just didn't like it from the onset. I've learned to appreciate them and the arts that go into it, right? And then you seeing all these movie actors, and you're like, wow, that's a great actor. And then you turn around and, oh, he's really a Broadway performer first and an actor second, right? So the skill set that belongs to Broadway is incredible, in my opinion. So The Lion King, was it just that great?
I really enjoyed it because another aspect to it was that the actors would come and kind of through the audience, and
as part of the performance,
yes.
They would be within it, right?
Yes.
Francisco, what did you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I was tired throughout the whole thing because it was at the end of the day. And we had been walking through the city of New York, I guess. But it really made me stay awake because it was just like a great experience. Like as soon as they started singing, it was just like, wow.
I think if they'd have ran down the aisles in Book of Mormon and like tapped my shoulder, it probably would have been all right too. But it was, from what I watched overwhelming majority of it, but it was really great. I mean, the talent that it takes to do those type of things is incredible. So we get done with The Lion King on day one, and in New York City, it's early. It doesn't even matter what time you got out of that movie theater. New York City is 24/7, right? So what did we do now?
We ate cheesecake.
Really, just like a whole
such good cheesecake.
at the at the Lion King or somewhere else?
It was somewhere else.
Yeah, like around the corner, I think it was.
Better than Cheesecake Factory cheesecake?
I've never been
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, you've had the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake before, Angelique?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that pretty good?
It was okay.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Nothing compared to New York cheesecake now.
It was this little place, but there was like a line to get in, and it was so good.
So it's just like a grab and go situation. You can grab it and get a walk down the street, whatever. Okay. So one thing that I did in New York when I was there is I don't remember how many hot dogs I ate within the whole trip, right? Because it's just like a hot dog stand or papaya stand like everywhere, right? Right. Francisco, did you eat a lot of hot dogs while you were there?
I think I ate 2. It was for one lunch.
That's very responsible of you, because there's just every block, and you walk so much you're like hungrier than you ever were. You know. What about you guys? You guys stop and snack at all the places all the time?
I mean, the most that we stopped where we had a lot more choices was like Central Park.
Yeah, sure.
But most of it was just like our scheduled eating. So.
Okay. Well, Robin, before we recorded, you mentioned something about a dinner you guys had at some place. I don't even remember the name of it. I don't remember what it sounded like. What was the name
I think
of the place?
out of all the wonderful food that we had,
Yeah.
one of the group's favorite places that we went was called Gale's Broadway Rose. And it was an amazing place because they provide the entertainment as they provide the food.
Oh, okay.
And so all of their wait staff are up-and-coming Broadway singers themselves. And so they would serenade us throughout the meal with both classic and modern Broadway tunes, and most that the students knew and could sing along with. But they were wonderful. They just moved around the room. They involved us. They were interactive. They were dramatic. They would get up on top of tables and chairs and belt their lungs out. So it was really fun. And I think everybody enjoyed that on that meal. It was really cool.
Was the food any good, or did it even matter?
The food was good. It wasn't a very large option of foods, but of what they had, it was good. I enjoyed it.
So, you have your server, you're looking for that soda refill, and then and then they just break out into song, right? And then you're like, I guess I'm going to wait for that soda refill, But those are interesting. I've been to one in Las Vegas, Nevada, similar one, to where they would break out in song. It is pretty incredible. It's there's a lot of fun. So what was your favorite thing about it besides the singing, I guess?
They gave us ice cream sandwiches afterwards.
Oh, right, man. You guys are dessert-oriented. I brought cookies for this radio interview, and now I'm glad that I did. Francisco, grab one on your way out. Obviously, you guys want one. There's no doubt about that. All right, so the ice cream sandwiches afterwards, that's good. Did they, Francisco, Angelique, either one of you, did they sing a favorite song during the meal?
They sang Rapunzel. I liked Rapunzel.
I'm trying to remember. One of them did sing a song that I liked, but I can't remember what it was. It was from the musical parade. Oh, I can't think of what the song is.
I don't know what the musical parade is.
It's a new one. It's with Ben Platt.
I don't know who that is either.
God, I can't think of what the song is. I'll get back to you
No,
on
that's
that
okay.
one.
Yeah. Francisco?
I think just I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember the songs that they sang, but they were really good songs.
Those venues can be overwhelming, right? You got great food coming in front of you, then you got people dancing and singing everywhere, and by the end of it, maybe you remember one or two songs, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to wrap this up, and Director Irving, we will end with you on this one. Francisco, I'll start with you this time. I kind of want you to just give me an idea or tell me what just overall was the best thing about the idea of being a high school student in Carlsbad, right, at the early college and getting to go to New York City, and the experience of that. I mean, I know Francisco goes to New York City with his family all the time, right? That's what he said earlier. But my point being, Francisco, I'm just joking with you, is that, like, you know, that had to be an experience before we started this. That's an experience to be like 18, 17, 16 years old and go to New York City with one or two chaperones. You know what I mean? It's pretty, the freedom of that is pretty incredible. It can feel liberating in the aspect of, look at the potential that there is out there in the world, especially if you never left Carlsbad, right? So in that really simple context, right, why don't you go ahead and, Francisco, tell us what the favorite thing was about the trip.
Well, Carnegie was a big part of it, but rather than that, I would say just like getting to explore the city with the choir and my friends. Yeah, it's just something that's just like I wouldn't imagine I would do, especially in New York.
Yeah, it's so massive, so many people around. You just feel you can get lost in a minute, right? Like, it's easy to feel important, Ethne, in small towns. I mean, I think it is, because there's just such a smaller pool of people, and there's so much more community to praise you with what you're doing, and so much more supportive, because it's easy to be supportive when there's a small community. When you have 10 million people in one spot, it's easy to get lost, right? You have to be a major figure in order to be somebody, if that's what you want to do to begin with. So, Ethne, what was your favorite moment, activity, any of that?
I think we can all agree that Carnegie was really the biggest thing that we all really we went there. That's what we went there for. But that a really also neat experience was just walking down Fifth Avenue. You're just with your friends from high school. I think that's pretty cool. And then I really also enjoyed being at the top of the rock at night, being able to see the New York skyline, and from that view, that was really amazing. I mean, over here we get Sea Hill. It's pretty good too, but
yeah. Oh yeah. Are you going to say Sea Hill and the top of 30 Rockefeller Center are a little different?
A little bit, yes.
I know, you give us 400 years of history, maybe we'll have a high rise in our city as well. You know what I mean? Maybe. We have too much land floating around us for that, for sure. But that is an amazing, I could see that being an amazing view, and at night being the key, right? Does anybody remember what the Empire State Building was lit up as while you guys were there? Like, I don't know, but the Empire State Building being lit up in colors is always a big deal. It's always in memoriam of something. Do you guys recall? Did you remember seeing?
I think it was orange.
Yeah, do you know what that would have been for?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know what the orange is. We'll say it's for, I don't know what we're going to say it's for.
I think it was orange.
That's fair. I mean, I know there's been a lot of Ukraine lately, and orange. I wonder what the orange symbol is. I'm going to look it up just out of curiosity now, because I think that's very interesting. I'm always very fascinated in how they decorate that building. Angelique.
I would say my favorite moment was just being in rehearsal. It's always nice to see how so many different choir members learn their music, and just getting to sing in such a big choir with Maestro Griffith, and him honestly yelling at us was kind of refreshing.
Who's Maestro Griffith?
He was our director.
Oh, okay.
So
he wasn't putting up with anything, huh?
Oh, no. He yelled at the soprano so many times when they wouldn't look at him, and they missed cues, and he was yelling all the time. We had to say, you couldn't say Gloria, you had to say Gloria.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's probably, the music is spelled out that way too, I imagine, right?
Well, it's just a normal word, but it's just how it sounds,
how it's
projecting across Carnegie, and
right.
making sure that the clarity's there. And I just love learning from different directors. Yeah. I think that's my favorite thing.
That's way more about choir than I've ever thought of, but it does go that in depth, right? I do have one quick question for Angelique and Francisco, since they're seniors, before we get to Director Irving to close us out. Ethne, you're out of this one because you still have a whole another year and a half with us. Francisco, are you going to still pursue choir after you graduate high school?
Yes.
And then how and which way do you think you might try to do that?
It's been so hard because I want to go to a college that has a good choir. So I've been not just looking at their programs and the major that I'm going into, but the choir program as well, just because it's just a big part of my life, and I want to keep pursuing that.
Well, no matter where you go, there'll be a choir for you.
Yeah.
Chances are, and you don't have to have a scholarship to be an amazing singer of those type of things, right? Right. I mean, I think a lot of people that end up in Juilliard, you could end up there, Francisco, if you cared. I mean, if you wanted to put in the work for that, don't start right out of high school. You know what I mean? They put in years somewhere else. Angelique, same question to you.
It's kind of funny. It's the same thing as Francisco. I look at colleges like ENMU. I mean, they do a lot of stuff, especially with our choir. We just go to ENMU a lot for solo and ensemble, choir camp. I've always wanted to go there, but at the same time, like, there's so many other schools that have good choir programs too that I want to go to. So it's just a matter of, like, finding choirs.
Right. So if I could, I will lobby for Eastern New Mexico University. Go Greyhounds. I am a Greyhound. I graduated in 2002. Attended a few of their performances. Fell asleep during one of their musicals. Right. I mean, I did the whole thing. I still supported a little bit. So Eastern is just really, really one of those great schools in this state that doesn't cost a lot of money. It's small, has great student-teacher ratio, and has amazing programs. It works really, really hard to. You go to Eastern, you can go anywhere else. Same thing with SENMC, right? State and UNM, yeah, of course, but I like our part of the state a little better, you know? So, yeah, point being, good plan. So just because you don't have that scholarship doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow your passions, right? Isn't that what college is about? Director Irving, if you remember college, like that's what it's about. It's about discovering and checking out anything you want to do, even if you just end up doing it a semester. So, Director Irving, was that obviously, I assume that was not your first time in New York. Was it your first time in New York with a choir?
No, it actually wasn't the first time with a choir, but it was the first time with this choir. And this is a dream that I've had for nearly 10 years, is to get our choir there. And that just being able to make that happen with the support of everybody that gave. And I can't thank all of our supporters enough, because it's an amazing thing to have your dream come true and get to experience something like that with all of your favorite people around you. And I think for me, one of the most exciting things about the trip was just seeing all of the things through their eyes, because for many of them, it was their first time to New York. And I wanted to share with them the New York that I know, just from living in Jersey for a few years and experiencing a lot of the things. I wanted them to see that too, and to get to do it at their age, it was really cool. So that probably will shape the rest of their life, and knowing that there's more to the world than what they knew before the trip. Right.
I mean, all of you are very smart, and you've all have traveled before a little bit. You know, you're obviously ahead of the game by being enrolled in high school and college, right? And you obviously care more than the average younger person. But those ideas of trips like that, you know, me at that age, I never did that, right? And then I always wish that I kind of did. So just so much growing up and maturity that can happen from that, and the opportunity, I believe. Is there anybody in your choir that do you think that went on the trips that's never left Carlsbad before?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And those were some real conversations that we had in the weeks leading up to it, and we tried to talk to the group about what to pack, how to pack, what sizes of bags you can take on the trip, and what you can check and carry on. Those were all really new experiences for several members of our choir, and I think that was really empowering that some students just put that dream into place and then made it happen, even if they had not really left Carlsbad proper before, including things like navigating a subway. I mean, that was amazing
you guys did
for
the
these
subway,
guys
huh?
too. Yeah, and getting to watch them do that and swipe their Metro card and get so excited about it and get on that train, and then when do I get off? I don't want to get left on here and go all the way around Manhattan. But it was so neat getting to see that, and I think every new experience that each of them had, they got more and more confident and independent, and that was so exciting to see that happen.
Well, that's amazing. That's great. There's a lot to that trip, and you guys packed a lot in, right? Not really any too much alone time at all, huh? And then when you did have alone time, you weren't alone because nobody stayed in a room by themselves either, right? It was just, how did you get any sleep, Robin?
Did I sleep? I don't think I slept.
Yeah, I was like, no, beyond
Probably not.
wanting to be awake the whole time in New York anyways, naturally, you've also got to take care of all of these students as well.
Yeah.
10 years it took you to get that done. I mean, it could be another 10 before that happens again, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is such a rare, unique moment in time that you three get to be a part of, and everybody else on the choir. Mm-hmm. That's special, you know? And I think that's exactly
why we're making sure to interview you guys about it, because that's very special and it doesn't happen that often. You'll talk about this forever. With your kids, for sure, you'll talk about it. Guaranteed. I think that's it. That's all I got. Angelique Mata, Ethne Flores, Francisco Terrazas, and Director Robin Irving doing an incredible job, all four of you. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
I appreciate all of you.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more.